What's up, traders? So, I'm going to get into what's better than any indicator that you have on your chart. So, this is my chart. These are the things I look at mostly. I have moving averages, pivot points, zero lag indicators down here. But honestly, the best thing is knowing when not to trade, knowing when it's just not, the setup is not there, even though you might think it's there. And today was a prime example of that. So I could see right here, I knew right off the bat we were in choppy territory. And the pivot point is literally right here. The 200's right here, VWAP is here, and it was just all squished. So you were like bouncing off VWAP, touching the 200, the pivot point here, and the market had no direction. Um, that should have been my ticket to saying, hey, not trade, save the money. And you know what? I did for a lot of it, but I did lose money trying to play a little bit of it. But I've had days where we do this, the chop, where it fakes going up, fakes going down, like in here, right here, fake breakdown, and then right back up, where I would just blow accounts. Like back in the day, like I would have blown, 3 funded accounts, 5 evals, and I would have just been on tilt. While today, honestly, I only lost one funded account, and that was because it was a lag on Rhythmic Trader Pro, but I passed 3 evals. And on a day that's all choppy like this, I would never have passed any evals. But I knew enough to wait. And basically, you're looking for the clear break. This was the clear breakdown. You have a bear flag right here, break, boom. And really, my only play right now is looking down for it to touch the pivot point. And if it wasn't the end of the day, I would look for a bounce. But obviously, we were going into the end of the day, so I did not play it. And that's it. Knowing when not to trade. When your style of trading, even though things fit, knowing when to just say, hey, you know what? It's super choppy right now. That's not how I play. I'm out. Even though you're touching the pivot points, even though you're touching VWAP, you broke VWAP, you crossed VWAP, you're at the 200. All those things are better off in space. Look, boom, all the way down to the pivot point, going heavy, boom. That's what you want. You want space. You want where you're away from the thing, you come up, you touch the 200, and then you reject because you came from a further distance away and touched it. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. I'm trying to look. All right, so here is the cues. The one thing that was working today, this was the orb top. So you could see every time we've gotten close, but you could see you're going from 457 all the way down. You're going about a little over $1 down, and then you get the bounce. Up here you go 58, $1.50-ish down. You want to go a distance and then touch that support or resistance. You don't want to be in chop touching it. Once you're in chop, it's over. And that's what I always say. Like, pivot points are great, but you want to travel a great distance to touch it. And when you travel a great distance to touch it, most likely you're going to get a large bounce off of it. And yesterday was a great example. So that's pretty much it, is knowing the general market conditions. Some people are a chop trader. In chop, they're just playing 5, 10 points, scalping it over and over, and they do great. I like more of either a trend day or a day where there's range, where you go from one pivot point to the next pivot point, where you're making larger moves, even though it could be within the same range, you want the space and the moves compared to just straight chop. Like this is, look how choppy that is. This is not what you want. But overnight, you can see, it traveled a distance, went from this pivot point all the way down to this pivot point, then you got a solid bounce. I mean, you went from 847, you got almost 30 points. 30 points is a lot. 30 points, 3 contracts is a lot of money. What is that, 1,800 bucks? So that's all. The best thing to do, the best thing outside of all the indicators that trumps all, is knowing when to take your hand off the mouse, off the keyboard, and just let it ride for hours, could be the whole day, and just sit and be patient.